Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Pork Chop Fabrication, and today we're going to go over tools that I've wasted my money on to hopefully prevent you from making the same mistakes. And this light's making my eyes look weird. Anyways, so these tools range anywhere from Harbor Freight tools all the way up to SnapOn. And yes, I've wasted hundreds of dollars on tools that are not really worth it. Some of them are cheap, some of them are break, and some reasons that they included the list are you could just find better deals out there for tools that will do the same job for a fraction of the price. So we're gonna start with two tools that I no longer have on hand. That would be Tekton line wrenches. Now, I don't know if Tekton over the years has fixed this problem and remade their line wrenches, but back in the day, probably 2016, I had a set of line wrenches from Tekton. They were stamped China. I tried using them once and they started stripping the fastener. So super fat, super chunky, wasn't my best pick. I think they were like 20 bucks. But I ended up just tossing them in the scrap metal bin. They were not worth it, stripping out bolts. I ended up just using a professional wrench, and that tended to break the brake line free. Next tool I got for free, it was a promo from Milwaukee, and it was a Milwaukee cordless Sawzall. Now, I think their Sawzall is great if it's corded, but the cordless one, the M18 version, killed my batteries. And eventually, after a hard job of cutting up a trailer, it completely died and I trashed it. Just wasn't worth, the time to actually use it when the battery would die right away. Don't waste your money. Luckily, I got it for free off of promo, buying a drill and impact driver, and it was just thrown in for free. I didn't know at the time, opened up the box, hey, it's included. I thought I had to pick it up separate, but didn't really stand the test of time. I still had the drill and I still had the impact driver. So don't buy yourself a cordless one. If you want a Sawzall, go get a corded one from Milwaukee. Okay, let's get into the tools I have actually on hand that I think are a huge waste of money. And we're starting off with this tube notcher from Harbor Freight. Now this thing was, from what I remember, 50 bucks, 45 bucks. Back in the day, and this is actually my second one. Why is it my second one? Well, we'll get into that. So first off, it doesn't drill the hole straight. It's off-centered, so I had to lift this bracket with washers, and it would center drill the notch, but it was still a little off even from that. It wasn't a very precise tube notcher, so not very happy with that. As well as, so this shaft slides in and out. As it turns, it goes forward and back. Inside is a little brass bushing that wears out. Now, that brass bushing is non-replaceable. I've called Harbor Freight. I've tried just ordering the brass bushing. They said, no, that's not a replaceable part on this. You have to order a whole new one. So I had to buy a whole new tube notcher. And wasn't really happy with the quality and the upkeep or the test time it handled and the fact that it doesn't drill my tubes straight. So waste of money. Don't waste your money on this. Go out, buy a TMR tube notcher. So we're going to get into some other tools down here. These are from Harbor Freight. They are my Torx Te Handles. And picked these up probably, 2015, 2014. I don't know. I think I bought them actually to take apart Jeep parts since I owned a Wrangler back then and everything's held in by Torx. But back in high school, I had a boss that was a motorcycle mechanic and he swore by T handles. He had a very nice set. So I thought, oh, I'll go and get some. And picked these up from Harbor Freight. They've bent, they've twisted, they've broken, and they're just not really worth it. And looking back on it, you could buy some sockets with Torx on it, and they work just as good. They actually work better. Instead of the T-handles, they get into nicer places. So don't waste your money on these. I don't even know if Harbor Freight still sells them. They're Pittsburgh brand, but hold on to them just for good memories. Now, these are another waste of money. They are cobalt hex sockets. or Allen sockets, and I've broken my fair share of them. I've had American and metric, and they've broken quite a few of them. Just not a fan of them. I replaced them with the Icon brand. Gonna see how those hold up, but I think these were probably 15 bucks, 17 bucks a piece when I picked them up. Really wasn't investing into any high-end brand tools. Didn't work at a shop that had any trucks at the time. I think when I bought these, just kind of more home use. And yeah, I eventually got upset enough for them breaking that I just replaced them, especially now that I'm working on some higher end builds, and when they snap and your ratchet goes flying, it's not too good for any finished material. So don't waste your money on cobalt hex sockets. Okay, now we will get into this drawer. Okay. So a lot of sockets, a lot of different brands, anywhere from Tecton to SnapOn to, gosh, Milwaukee. I think these are Matco. Blue Point right here, and which I covered these in a previous video. Icon. Even Craftsman, old USA brand. These have actually held up, so I'm happy with these. But what I'm going to get into is this being a waste of money. And these are SnapOn swivel sockets in metric. And why are they a waste of money to me? Well, I think the resale price now is $420. I think when I bought them, they were $350. But what I didn't know is they don't go all the way up to 19. Now, if you're working on off-road vehicles, a lot of fasteners are 19s. And some, as you're working on fasteners, are 16. And what sizes do these get? 16 and 19. Not very happy. So I actually went out, bought a 1/2-inch set from, well, not a set, just individual sockets from, not Sunex. They are, gosh, I can't think of the name. These ones, they are, what are they? Not Grade Pneumatic. I just forgot the name of these. Maybe I don't have the name? Huh. Anyways, they're USA made. They're another brand. But I bought the 19, the 21, and 22 just because the SnapOn one stopped going up to that size and for the price. So also I was working on a 1500 Ram. I had to do a lift kit on it. I need to get to the top bolt on the front diff, and the SnapOn ones would not fit. They were just a little too fat right here, or long. So my buddy with the Mac set came over, ran a Mac in there, and dropped the front diff. The SnapOn ones just didn't fit. So different brands, and these just weren't the best. So I'm actually looking at selling these and buying the same brand once the name comes to my head. SK Tools, a whole set of 3/8 from SK. Those are SK Tools. So not worth the money, especially nowadays with the price of them. Wrenches, I think I already went over my waste of wrench money. Oh, yes, pliers. So Craftsman, when they got sold out to Lowe's, I picked up some of these snap ring pliers thinking, oh cool, I could get a 4-pack, and I think I was working on front hubs of a newer F250, and there's a snap ring in there that I had to get, and snapped the prongs off the brand new snap ring pliers. I was not happy. They went flying, and I ended up just throwing away the tool. I'm keeping the 3 others just around as a memory. Don't buy them again. Now I do have a set of old Craftsman snap ring pliers, and they got the job done. Their teeth are still intact, so I don't know what happened with the quality. Maybe those are made in China. I know these were made in Taiwan, but I picked these up at Sears years ago, and they've worked well for me. I'd like a nicer set. They're kind of hard to get into every position, but they still work, and when those break, these are always my Old Faithful set. So don't waste your money on the new Craftsman. I think they're garbage and a waste of money. And last but not least, my biggest waste of money is this set of SnapOn screwdrivers. $200 I paid, all because I wanted the red hard handles, and I've broken 2 of them. And for the price, I could have gone through Icon, I could have gone through Tekton. They're screwdrivers, they're a dumb tool. I don't need $200 worth of screwdrivers. I could have spent $50 on Husky, or even $35. I don't know how much they cost, but they're a whole lot less than $200. And my biggest gripe with this is $200. They have this little hex socket right here. And they advertise if you can't get a good enough twist on it, throw a wrench on that hex socket and then twist it with the wrench. And I did that. And I actually broke the tip of this one. It's warranted now. But I used it as they recommended, and it still shattered the screwdriver. So wasn't too happy with that. And I've also broken the tip of this screwdriver. So for $200, and you can see this one's still broken. I haven't had it warranted yet. They still break, and you still have to warranty them. Where if I spent $35 on screwdrivers, if they break, I'm not crying. Yes, they're both lifetime warranty, but these I have to stop what I'm doing, go down, find the SnapOn rep since I'm not at a shop, and then go get them warranted. Just kind of annoying for a $200 set. So dumb tool. You can buy a set from Home Depot. The Husky ones have actually worked great for me. I've used them before. I don't personally own any, but yeah, they're just worthless. For $200, save your money, go buy an off-brand name one that's a whole lot cheaper. Oops. Nope. Okay, so figured out the camera turnaround things. Oh, that was just kind of a list of tools that I've wasted my money on. As you can see, they range from Harbor Freight to Lowe's to Tekton, all the way up to SnapOn. So it doesn't matter what brand you buy, they do break. And some are a little less tearful when they break than the more expensive ones. So hopefully this helps you out. Don't waste your money like I did on some of these tools, and be smart shopping. Anyways, if you like this video, click like. If you want to see more, click subscribe, and have a great day.